I'm trying to talk to you and I don't even have a camera on. I can see Kimbro. Hi, Kimbro. How are you? I'm going to talk to you because I see you. Um, okay. Well, everyone, good morning. I don't know who that was. Can't see faces. I can only see boxes. I only see boxes right now. So we are here today because we have a super, super, super important topic. Who knows what the topic is today? God, I love you guys to show if you don't even know the topic. You're like, let's just come and learn. I love it. It's like, cool, let's do it. So I'm just here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you today. So here's the thing. Y'all know that I talk so much about like storytelling, right? I talk about like, you've got to know your brand story. You got to know your personal story. You got to know your brand story. You got to be able to communicate it in such a way that it connects with your audience on a massive scale. Like the more you can do that, the better you're going to be able to serve your audience. The more people you can help. And what happens? The more people you help, what happens for you? More people you help equals to more. Come on. I know you know it.
Money.
Thank you. Yes. I'm like, I know you guys know this. I know you all know this. The more people you help, the more you earn, right? The greater value that you bring to people, the more people want it. And when something becomes high demand, what happens to it?
The value goes up.
The price goes up. Value and the price both goes up. When something is high value, it's high price, right? High ticket, okay? Now, part of telling your brand story is making sure that visually, right? There's a brand story is all about verbal, right? But it's also about visual. How are you telling your brand story without telling your brand story, right? Isn't that like a trend? Tell me you're a realtor without telling me you're a realtor, right? Like how can you tell your brand story without actually like saying your brand story? Well, that's what we're here to learn today. So lucky you're in the right room if that's what you want to know. I have a super, super, super special guest today. Her name is Tara Roy. Many of you probably know her. And if you know her, you might not know her in this capacity. You might know her as an amazing cook. I've never actually had her food, but I've seen her food. Okay. So you might know her as an amazing cook. You might know her as a badass realtor. Okay. You might know her as someone who's got the best hair in the world. Okay. Look, however you know Tara, okay, you know her because she has branded herself. Okay, that's how you know Tara. So who better to come on and teach you about how to brand yourself like a baller? Okay, who wants to brand yourself like a baller? I do. Anyone watch that HBO show, Ballers? Okay. I like this. So that's where we're like, we got it. Like, who better to teach you how to brand yourself like a baller than somebody who's already done it? How many of you know Tara? Just by a show your hand that I can see on camera, how many of you know her in some capacity? Okay, you know her as what? Tasty Tuesdays with Tara, right? You know her as Tara the Realtor, whatever you want to know her as. I don't actually know her as, I know her as a realtor. That's how I met her. But I don't think of Tara as like Tara the Realtor. I think of Tara as Tara. She's a personal brand. She's a brand in and of herself. Okay. So I have her here today because I wanted her to teach you about how to brand yourself visually in a way that, like, yes, you got to tell the story. That is so important, but it's all one package, right? You can't just have great storytelling without the visual appeal with it. Do you agree with that? Mm-hmm. Like a story is powerful, but the reason a story is powerful is because you're seeing it. If you're reading a story and you're getting the picture in your mind, it's because you have a visual of what that story is telling you. So that is why branding is super, super, super important. So with no further ado, I'm going to bring Tara up, put the spotlight on her, and let Tara go into it. So as you know, put your questions in the chat. We'll answer them as we go, and then Tara will leave time as she has time at the end.
Thank you, Lynea, for that amazing introduction. And good morning, everybody. I am so happy to be here once again. I've been a guest star on this little program a couple of different times for some different reasons, mostly real estate based, but as Lynea said, today we are going to be talking about how to brand like a baller. So some of you may know me, some of you not. Tara Roy, and like you, I'm a realtor in my little region of Eastern Pennsylvania. But prior to becoming an agent, a realtor, I actually have 19 years of a career in advertising and marketing in corporate companies, and agencies. So I have a huge passion for branding and why it's important, even for realtors who sometimes are just a one-person company, right? So in my experience, I've worked with all types of brands across the years. I've done mom and pop shops to small businesses to really big brands that you would know, like Speedo, Nike, Elizabeth Arden, Tory Burch, Coca-Cola, amongst many others. So I've learned a thing or two in my day. And that's why I'm here to tell you why branding is so important and how you can brand like a baller. So let me share my screen here so we can get to my slides. I worked on a slide deck for you guys. And so we can go through it. Is everyone seeing my slide deck here? All right, brands like a baller. So first things first, I want number one to remind you, because I know some of you that don't think along these lines, but you are a business, right? You don't work for a brokerage. You work in association with a brokerage. Okay, you're associated with a broker, but you don't work for that broker. You don't work for Keller Williams, or you don't work for Berkshire, or you don't work for whatever brokerage you might be at. You actually work for you. You're an independent contractor. Independent contractors are entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs run their own businesses. So get it through your head if you don't know already. You are a business, so you need to start acting like one. So just like McDonald's, Apple, Starbucks, Coca-Cola, Disney, Nike, Lego, BMW, Samsung, all of these big brands are businesses, and so are you. You're just like them, just on a smaller scale. So see how recognizable all of those logos are? That's in your marketplace as well. Buyers and sellers that you're servicing in your market. So who are you? If you're thinking, I don't really know who I am, I don't know what my brand represents, then I can guarantee you that the buyers and sellers in your market are saying the same thing, like, who's that? I don't know who that is, right? That's why it's so important to brand. Even for a realtor, you want people to know who you are and what you represent. And branding is a way to be unique and set yourself apart from all the other realtors in your market. So let's talk about some more reasons why branding is important, and then we'll go through the elements of branding so that you know how to brand like a baller. First, I'll go over 3 reasons why branding is important for you, and then 3 reasons why branding is important for your client. Okay, so reason number 1 on the you side. Let me just move this taskbar down because it is in my way. It's blocking my slides here. Number 1, it helps you gain clarity. Whether you're just starting your business or you're already established but don't really have a great brand. Sorry, my slides aren't advancing. Creating great personal branding gives a clear meaning and purpose to your career. It gives you a feeling of meaning. You have a brand. It gives you clarity. It helps you understand that you're on the right path. You have a sense of accomplishment. Once you have your cohesive brand that's going to be put across all platforms, you feel like, wow. And Lynea, you know this because when we got your brand, we got your logos done, you're like, wow, I feel really good about this, right? Like, I feel like I'm legit now. I'm a real company. You feel polished and professional. So it helps you gain clarity around all of your business once you have a strong brand presence. It gives you direction in all other aspects of your business. So chalk that up. Let's check that off as the first reason for you it's important to have branding. Gives you clarity. Also, it helps you achieve your goals. So all of our goals are to get more clients, right? That's what we're in the marketplace to do. We're out there trying to get our clients, and we want a bigger part of the market share because, again, as Lynea said earlier, when you have a bigger piece of the market share, you're making more money. You're helping more people. You're making more money. So that's all of our goals as a realtor. Once you have a cohesive brand strategy and a brand presence, you're able to apply that brand to all of your marketing pieces. to every public facing piece of collateral that you have in the market, and you start to become recognizable in your marketplace, and you start to build client trust. So it's important for you to have branding so that you can attract clients. It helps you to gain more market share. And again, that is helping you achieve your goals because we all want more market share so we can hit our numbers that we put on ourselves. All right. So reason number 2 helps you achieve your goals. Reason number 3 is it actually builds so much confidence in you to have a brand that you can bring to market. It makes you feel really proud of your company. It makes you feel like your business is real. Like, I'm not just a realtor working for, such and such a company. I'm a business owner who owns my own business. I have logo, I have branding. It makes you feel like your business is worthy of all of the attention that it's going to receive once you get your branding out there. And once you cohesively brand across all platforms, you're going to have that solid, cohesive presence. And when you love your logo, you feel like you can achieve any business challenge because, again, you're a real company. You are legit. You have a logo that's everywhere, right? So you must be a real company. So build confidence is number 3 reason why it's important for you to have a good branding strategy. All right, so let's flip to the client side. Build credibility. We mentioned this earlier just a little bit, but a strong brand is going to help you establish yourself as a reliable source of information. Okay? It's going to help clients to trust you when they recognize your logo. When they start seeing it everywhere, they're going to start to think, this realtor really must know their business because their brand is everywhere. Their logo is everywhere. Oh, I remember their catchy little slogan. It's everywhere. They start to trust you. It allows your business to appear that it's legit. So you're not just like Joe Realtor who everyone thinks just works at Coldwell Banker. You're your own established business. It conveys a sense of reliability and expertise as well. Kind of like for any of you who are in the coaching program with Krista Mayshore, she talks about that parasocial relationship that you have when you do video. People start to know you. Well, there's a certain relationship that people gain with you. You're not on camera, but behind the scenes with your logo because you're branding yourself everywhere. People start to recognize you and they start to trust you because they see you everywhere. They feel like your business is real. So that is reason number 1, builds credibility for clients. It also increases your visibility. So once you start putting your logo everywhere, you're going to have more eyeballs on your logo. People are going to start to see you when you brand across all platforms. When you put it in your online advertising, in your flyers, in your newsletters, even on a grocery store shopping carts and billboards, wherever you're putting it, people will start to recognize your brands because it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be cohesively across all platforms. Just like McDonald's, Samsung, BMW, all the logos that we saw flashing across the screen earlier, everyone's going to start recognizing you in your marketplace because your logo is going to be everywhere too. But that is reason number 2 for why it's important to have branding for clients. It increases your visibility. The 3rd reason is it sets you apart. So a strong personal brand is going to set you apart from all the other realtors in your market. And let's be honest, we all know that there are way too many of us realtors. The market is saturated with real estate agents. But a unique logo is going to set you apart and make you stand out from all of the other realtors in your market. You're going to be recognized as a valid company, gives validity to your business, right? It's going to give you a unique and outstanding presence in your marketplace. It's going to put your own individual stamp on your market. And again, you're not going to be just Joe Realtor who works at a brokerage. You're going to be a business owner who owns their own business. It's going to make you a superstar and you're going to feel like it. You're going to be like, yes, a legit business. Okay, so that is reason number 3. Check that one off. Okay, so those are the reasons that it's important for you, reasons important for your clients to have branding. So how do you brand like a baller? There are several elements that go into creating a strong brand presence. starting with your story. Lynea is an amazing storyteller. Story goes into your brand. You need to have a backstory. You want people to know what moves you. You want people to know how you want to be seen in the marketplace. What's the story behind your brand? All of these things will come together as you're building your logo and your brand presence. So part of that is creating a logo. And a logo has different elements that come together to create a logo. You need to choose your fonts carefully, your color palette carefully, your symbol or icon or graphic that represents you. All of those come together and are going to tell a story in one little logo that's going to be seen all across your market. And then, of course, a slogan. A slogan's important because you want people to have something memorable to think of you with, something catchy, something that they're going to remember. When they think of your logo, when they think of your brand, they're going to think of that slogan. Okay? So I thought it might be interesting for us and informative for us to go through a couple of different case studies so that you can see and understand the meaning and importance behind building a brand. Okay, so let's do some case studies. We're just going to do 2 really quickly. I know we have a time crunch here. Lynea, is this a half an hour meeting?
Yeah, you have about 10 more minutes.
Okay, perfect. I can get through this in 10 minutes easy and even have time for questions probably. So a couple of case studies. Let's first run through Troy branding, okay? So this is my personal branding company that I started a couple of years ago, and I help realtors just like you create their brands for their marketplace. This is my logo, Troy branding. Troy is a mashup of my name, T. Roy. It just so happens that in all of the advertising agencies that I worked at when I was in corporate America, every agency had an email formula that was, the address was set up with the first initial and last name of the person at thecompany.com. So I was Troy at monster.com. I was Troy at akamai.com. I was Troy at akqa.com. I was Troy all over the place. And I really liked that because it gave me a name that wasn't Tara, right? And so when I was starting and setting up my branding company, I wanted to be Troy once again to remind myself of my badass days in advertising, right? When I was successfully servicing hundreds of clients and helping them build millions and millions of dollars of revenue for their companies. When I was starting out, this brand name gave me confidence because it was a reminder that if I could help big brands and be successful helping them grow their businesses, then I was also going to be successful helping realtors build their brands as well. So let's talk about the color palette. A color palette is a group of colors that are used together in a design to create a cohesive look across your logo, your slogan, and all of you, then you match those colors to all of your marketing, right? I have in my color palette for Troy branding a steely gray, a warm tan, a stark white, and a jet black as an accent color. My color palette is neutral. It's warm. It's neither feminine nor masculine, and it has a professional appeal because I want to appeal to all realtors. I want to appeal to men and women. I want to appeal to small teams and big teams, individual realtors. I want a universal feeling. So that's why I created a neutral color palette. So it didn't have any kind of gender relation to it. It's just this warm, neutral color palette. Here is a storyboard of pictures that represent the feeling that I want my brand to bring to the table. So it's cozy, it's warm, it's neither masculine nor feminine, but it gives this feeling of, do you guys feel that when you look at these pictures? I do. I hope you see it too. It's just a warm, gender neutral feeling that I want with my brand. Okay. So let's talk about fonts next. For my main fonts for Troy in the Troy branding, I chose Cormorant Garmont. And this is a mouthful, really, is what it is. But what it is a serif font. And a serif is a decorative stroke. So as you can see highlighted here, all those swishes and lines, that's what a serif is. It gives more decoration to your lettering. It's extensions that come off the letters like you see highlighted here. Serif fonts are often associated with classic, romantic, professional, formal, and established moods, okay? So here's the whole alphabet, and I chose to use all lowercase in my Troy because going back to my story, in the emails, always was lowercase, and I loved the way it looked, so I kept it in my branding. For the word branding in my logo, I used the font Josephine Sans Regular. Josephine Sans is a sans serif. The sans means without, so it's without serif, just meaning that there is no extra embellishments on the letters. There's a consistency in the strokes. It's easy to read, and sans serif fonts have a modern appeal, appearance often associated with contemporary design and technology, which definitely suits my brand of Troy Branding. And here it is in all caps. I chose to do the branding text in my logo in all caps to symbolize a sense of authority, boldness, and power. Okay, so there's all kinds of symbolic reasonings behind choosing your fonts, but between choosing uppercase, lowercase, your color palette, all of what we've gone through so far. So then let's talk about my symbol. It is the Trojan horse. So everybody knows the story in Greek mythology where the Greeks come in and they take over Troy by the use of by maneuver and bringing in a wooden horse, and they come and they dominate the area. They had victory because of their strategic maneuvers, right? So I put this little guy in the O of Troy Branding to symbolize strength, strategy, and victory. Okay, so to give my brand and logo some power behind it, because I want people to know that when they work with me, they're going to have powerful results. And lastly, let's talk about the slogan. Troy Branding, bringing realtors victory in their market. Bringing realtors victory in their market. It has a sense of power, right? It tells my audience that they'll be winning if they choose to work with Troy Branding. It's memorable, and it instills confidence in my audience. Okay, so now I want you to meet Coco Kenny. Coco Kenny is awesome. She is a realtor in New Brunswick, Canada. She's a Japanese immigrant. She has an adorable accent. She's a newer agent, and she really wanted to make a mark in her community. She's super vivacious. I don't know, does anyone know Coco? I know Lynea knows Coco, but she's super vivacious and colorful. She's full of life, and she wanted people to know who she was in her logo. So here's our second case study of how we built her brand for Cherry Blossom Realty. Okay, that's her logo, that's her brand. Her color palette, Coco loves pink. So we picked a couple of different shades of pink, a brighter pink, a softer pink, and then we have this deep, dark, rich chocolate color as well to kind of bring everything together. Here's a storyboard of pictures that associate with Coco's brand. It's flowery, it's feminine, it's fun, bubbly, it's pink. It's so Coco. If you know Coco, this is Coco. So this is just a storyboard of pictures that represent Coco. For her fonts, we chose them carefully. We chose Bakery as her Cherry Blossom Realty font. Bakery is an italicized sans serif handwritten script font. And it's handwritten, and we chose that to represent Coco being a self-made woman in real estate. It's handwritten, self-made. It was a representation. It's fluid, but it's also sharp and very readable. Okay, and then, so that's uppercase and lowercase we chose for her font. And then for her slogan that she has at the bottom of her logo, Santiago typeface that we chose was actually designed to evoke feelings of patriotism and honor for the heroes in Asia. So it takes Coco back to her Japanese roots to have a font that represents patriotism and honor for heroes in Asia. And that's the whole That's the whole alphabet there, and we chose to do it in all. For her symbols, first we use a cherry blossom tree. So a cherry blossom has been the symbol of Japan's national identity since the 8th century AD. Their cherry blossoms are a central part of Japanese culture. They appear in literature, in films, in art. Cherry blossoms represent hope and renewal, a perfect representation of Coco's roots and her journey into real estate. She wanted hope and renewal for a new life for herself and her family by becoming a strong realtor in her market. Then we encased the cherry blossom tree in a loose house structure with a crisscross roof. The symbol of the home obviously represents her being a realtor. And for her slogan, putting color back into real estate. This stems from the real estate market where Coco is in her community, the real estate culture in her community. She felt like it was a bit stodgy in her market. And since Coco is so vibrant and colorful of a person, she wanted her audience to know and feel and see that she was different. She was bringing life and color back into her market. Okay, so that's how we established Coco's brand. So I hope that this was a helpful demonstration using all these different elements on how to build a brand, using your story, creating a logo by using different special text and pictures, graphics, and palettes, color palettes. If you have a creative eye, I encourage you to take this formula and use these elements to create your strong brand presence with a logo and a slogan to set you apart from other realtors in your market. If you don't have a creative eye, though, or you don't have the time because we're all busy realtors, right? I can help. Here are some examples of different logos that I've created for realtors across the country. Each of them was uniquely crafted for each individual to which the logo belongs. And there we see Lynea, because Lynea and I work together on her branding. And there's my Tara Roy Loves Real Estate logo. If you'd like to partner with me, if you need some help with packaging, with branding, I do have a brand package. It includes a 45-minute consultation where we would get on Zoom together and have a one-on-one meeting about what's your story. We're going to craft your story together. If you don't know it already, I'm going to ask prompting questions to help you understand who you are and how you want to be conveyed in the marketplace. Help you choose fonts, color palettes, symbols, and icons. We'll go through those together live on a Zoom screen. Once we do that, I go away and I create a logo for you. A couple of different renditions. We start to create it together on our initial 45-minute conversation. But then you will end up with a logo file in all of the different sizes that you need. You'll also have a slogan and a brand word. So very quickly running through, this is what a brand board is. This is the brand board for Troy Branding. You have your logo, you have your graphics, you have your fonts, your color palette, and your storyboard of pictures that represent your brand. That's the brand board for Troy. This is the brand board for Coco and her Cherry Blossom Realty. So this would come to you in the form of a PDF, and you can also have it as a link in Canva if you wish as well. All right, so the branding package, just quickly to go over how much it costs to work with me and Troy Branding. Now you're seeing a whole different side of me. You might know me as a cook, you might know me as a realtor, but you don't know me as a brand specialist, right? Well, here I am telling you that's what I do. And I do this for realtors because I love working with you guys. I know what your struggles are. I have the same in my own business. We triumph because we're strong, right? The pricing for all of what you see on the left-hand side is $647, but because you're friends with Lynea, if you call me and contact me and want to work together, you'll get a $50 reduction. Just let me know that you were here at that meeting, making the price for all of the whole brand kit and caboodle $597. Here's my contact information. You can call or text me on my phone, 917-626-9065, or shoot me an email at tara@brandwithtroy.com. All right. Thanks, guys, so much. Do you have any questions that I can help you answer about branding?
Tara, that was awesome. Here's what I can say. So I'm going to just reference a whole brand story thing. So if you're in my coaching, I know some of you are in my coaching, we go deep into your brand story. So you're already one step ahead of the game. Mark knows, he's smiling right now because I'm making him do it right now. You go deep into your brand story. And I'm going to tell you, the better you know the story behind your brand, the easier it is to find the visual representation of it. And I don't know if Tara wants me to share this with you, but I'm going to.
What are you going to say? Uh-oh.
There's an awesome AI command that you can use right now to help you come up with a brand color palette. And this is where Tara's help can come in, is narrowing that down. So I'll give you the command that you want to use only if you have trained AI. If you're brand new, if you're not using AI the right way, okay, if you're like, it means you're not giving it the right commands, you're not training on your voice, you're not doing all this, it's going to be a lot harder. So those of you who are really good at training and they've really, really trained AI to work for you, here is the exact command that you can use. And you can use this if you already have a command, like if you already have a brand color palette. So for me, my biggest issue is that I have two branding colors and I'm like, I don't like it. Like I need them to be combined. So this is the command that I use. Go ahead and copy this if you'd like. Don't copy my brand color. That's my brand color. If you have a main color that you like, you can use this to help you come up with a palette, and then Tara can help you pull it all together. And she's really, really, really good at that. She literally just helped me pull together 7 colors. I have 7 brand colors. She helped me pull them together into one cohesive package because 7 is too many options. I don't want 7 items on the menu.
No, that's too much. 3 to 4 to 5 tops is what we want to work with.
Right.
And you know, sometimes I think too, people don't really know what their story is or how to convey it, right? So just a conversation can help you understand where you're coming from, how you want to be seen, what your story for your marketplace is. And that's, you know, that can be done with a conversation. I have a degree in psychology, so I'll pull it right out of you.
Yep. Okay, everyone, was this helpful? Hope so.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Tara. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have an awesome event next week. Next week, we are going to talk, who has holiday events coming up? We have not talked holiday. I cannot believe it.
Oh, wow.
End of October. Okay. We need to be thinking holiday. We need to be thinking of how are we going to surprise and delight our community, surprise and delight our clients. So next week, I want those of you who have events, okay, please don't hold that information inside your head. Please don't hold it. Please don't try to hoard that to be only your idea. I want us to all come next week with ideas for how we're going to surprise and delight our clients this week. I have some awesome holiday events that we're doing, okay, that are a little different than what other people are doing probably. And so I hope that we can all come next week and get some really good ideas for ways that we can just get out in our community and serve and just help everyone have a super happy holiday season, because we know the season coming up can be depressing for a lot of people. And it's also a time when a lot of people aren't really making moves. So if we just try to stay back because people aren't moving, you know, it is an opportunity for us to plant those seeds that they're going to harvest in the springtime. So let's come next week and let's come up with some great ideas for holiday events. Jui's not on here. I'm going to make her come. She's always got fantastic event ideas. I love her events. Yeah. So I'm going to make Julie come next week. But hopefully you all can come and learn some awesome things for holidays. And then we have really cool topics coming up in November. I have got some creative financing topics coming up. I've got who really needs a little bit of tips on making health and fitness a priority, an easier priority.
Okay. Yeah, neat.
Yeah. Most of us do, because as realtors, we like to, you know, deprioritize that because we have so many other things going on. So I have some awesome guests coming up who are going to help share some ideas for helping us prioritize our health and fitness and our wellness. So I hope you all can join us, especially for next week. See you then.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.